Hey guys, in this video I'm going to explain how to work out compound interest within Excel. So firstly, what is compound interest? Compound interest is simply interest that you earn on interest. And the theory is that the money should compound over time into a large figure. So let's look at an example. Let's say you invested £1,000 into a savings account, which gave you an interest rate of 5%. So in year one, your starting balance would be 1,000 and 5% of 1,000 is 50. So I've just multiplied 1,000 by 5%. So by the end of year one, you would end up with £1,050. Now, this is where the power of compounding comes into play. Your starting position in year two is no longer 1,000, it's actually 1,050. And you will earn 5% on this figure, which will give you £53. So your final position in year two will be just over £1,100. And similarly, in year three, your starting position is no longer 1,000, it's actually 1,103. It's basically your closing balance from the year before. And again, you would earn 5% on this figure, which would give you £55, meaning your final balance in year three would be 1,158. And this would continue over the years. So, for argument's sake, if you invested and kept your 1,000 for 5 years in the savings account, then by year five, you would end up with £1,276. So basically, you've made a profit of £276 over the 5 years. And that's in a nutshell what compounding does. In Excel, there's also a formula you can use to work out compound interest, and that formula is the future value formula. So all you got to do within Excel is type in equals FE, open bracket, and then Excel will ask you for a number of different inputs. So let's go through them one by one. The first input it will ask you for is the interest rate or the rate of return. And in our example, it was 5%. So for the first input, I have simply selected 5%. Then the second input Excel will ask you for is the number of compounding periods, which simply means over how many years or months will the money compound for. So in our example, it's 5 years. So I've simply inputted 5. Now the third field or input will be regular payments, so PMT, which would be regular payments that you'll be making into the account. But for this example, I've assumed we will be making no regular payments, and so I've kept that at 0. So the fourth input will be principal investment. So our principal investment is £1,000, and that's the figure that we put at the start point. So for that, I've put 1,000. But one thing you need to note is that we need to put this figure in a minus sign. Otherwise, the formula won't work. So that's something to remember. And finally, it will ask you for when the additional payments will occur. So 1 stands for start of period and 0 stands for end of period. So in our example, we'll be investing £1,000 at the start of the period, hence I put 1. So now if you press enter, it should give us the same answer that we had previously, which is 1,276. And that's exactly what we wanted. But now actually you can play around with this formula. If you wanted to change this to, let's say, 10 years, then you can see by how much your money will compound. Or there's another interesting thing you can do. Let's say you made regular investments into your savings account. Let's say you invested £1,000 every year over the 5 years. Then you can simply put minus and 1,000. And then you can see over 5 years, based on regular payments of 1,000, in addition to your principal investment, you would end up with just over £7,000. Just a quick note for those of you who are still watching this video. I'm an ex-banker by day, so I would love to share my knowledge around finance, making money, Excel, etc. with you guys. So if you'd like to see that kind of content, then feel free to subscribe to the channel and like this video so it reaches more people. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.